Hi there. Today's activity is especially for parents or teachers to prepare to do with their children as a countdown towards Easter. Some places call this activity resurrection eggs, and the idea behind this is to have something symbolic to do to remind us of the events of Easter. So I'm going to show you how we've done it as a 2-week countdown to Easter, but you can do it in various different ways. If you have a class, you can prepare an object for each of the people in your class to do it as a class activity. Or if you want to, if you've got more than one child, you can do it over a shorter time and have each child have 1 or more eggs every time you do the activity. So what I've done is I've prepared these with normal eggs. If you like, you could use the plastic eggs that are reusable. I will show you that in a little later. And what we're going to do is we're going to prepare 14 of these. I've decided to do the 14th egg as a chocolate Easter egg because that one we're going to open on Easter Sunday. But you can decide how you want to do this so that we make each of the events significant. You can download the instruction sheet or you can take a screenshot of it from here, and each of these have got an object that is associated with the event, and we've given you the Bible reference. So if you're working with older kids, they can look up the Bible reference and read it for themselves. For each of the activities, as the child opens up the egg, you can ask them what the object is and which event took place that this object reminds them of. And as we go through each of these 14 objects, we can have a look at the countdown to Easter and the journey that Jesus took on his way to the cross and right through to his resurrection. So I will show you again a little later in the video how you can blow out eggs so that you can use it with normal eggs, and I've prepared these starting with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and inside each one of these is a small piece of paper with the information and the object, and I'll show you at the end of the video how to prepare those if you're going to do one of these at home, or you can use the plastic eggs. So let me show you what it looks like if you use the plastic reusable eggs, and I'll show you which the different objects are inside each of the eggs. Here I've got the same setup, but this time I've used the plastic eggs that you can reopen and reuse. And you can see I've got them with 2 weeks, 14 eggs in total. And here's the list. And you'll see in a moment, we'll show you the full list of all of the items and the activities. So for example, in this one, when you open it, it's got a silver coin. And then you would ask the child, what does the silver coin tell us about? And in here we've got the description of the event and the Bible reference where we can find out what happened in that event. And this particular one reminds us of Judas, who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. And we can have a conversation around how money can become something that tempts people to do things that are wrong, and how we can be tempted to sell our souls for something that is not important. And Jesus was betrayed by Judas. You can talk about what it feels like to be betrayed and have some conversations, not just around the events, but also how it applies to each of our lives personally. Another one I can show you, for instance, is this one where we've got thorns. And here we can talk about why they did a crown of thorns, how Jesus is supposed to be a king, and he is now the King of Kings, the king above every other king. And yet they gave him a crown of thorns, which must have been so painful and caused him to bleed and to experience the pain of knowing that people were mocking him. So each of these events has a symbolic item, and you can read the Bible reference with the child and give them an opportunity to tell you what the event was and what it means in their lives. I'm going to also show you what each of them look like, and what you can do is leave them open so that at the end of the exercise they can actually review each of the events that has led up to Easter, and so that by the time you get to Easter Sunday they'll be able to see the full Easter story shown in a particular way. So if you've decided to rather do normal eggs rather than the plastic eggs, I'll show you how to assemble the different eggs and then also how to blow them so that you can get empty eggs. And they're actually a great activity to decorate these. You can decorate the whole thing with food coloring, or you can use paint or various other ways of decorating the eggs, which is also a great Easter activity. So you'll make a small hole on either end and blow that out until you've got an empty shell like this. And then using the larger hole, you put the information in, which has got the Bible verse on it, and then you can put the objects inside. So this one is going to get the thorns in it, and then you can use a little bit of sellotape just to close the hole on the top. Like that. And then you can write the day that you're going to use this particular egg for and put it in order, or you can number the eggs in sequence, however you're wanting to arrange these so that you've got all the information that you need for all of your eggs. And now, let me show you how to blow an egg out. You need to take a sharp item. You can use a knife or a small nail, a strong needle or a pin, and you need to make a hole on each end. So we'll do a hole in the top, and then we also do a hole on the other end. And be careful not to press too hard, because if you press hard, the whole egg will crack in your hand. So make sure you're doing this over something where if the egg does break, you can catch the contents. And so once you've got a hole, you would then blow out the contents so that you get an empty egg. And there you go. You've now got a hollow empty egg, which you can then decorate, and you can put the events with the Bible verses and the small objects inside each of these eggs. We hope that this Easter countdown exercise is going to help you interact with the children so that it goes beyond just events of Easter, but that it becomes something that becomes a talking point. And for myself, when my children were growing up, it became an Easter tradition that we looked forward to year after year, where we knew there were certain things that we would do each time. So I would recommend that you prepare this probably about 3 weeks before Easter, so that you've got everything prepared to start 2 weeks, if you're going to do 2 weeks, or even 1 week before Easter, or you could even do it over the Easter weekend and make it an activity that you can do with the children in your world. We are praying for you, and we hope that you will enjoy this Easter. Look out for our Kids Church Easter program. It's got great Bible teaching, some fun activities to do, and we hope that this is going to help each one of the children in your life really understand what Jesus has done for us. And a last word from us: don't forget to pray. Pray that God will give you opportunities for conversations. Pray for God to soften the hearts of those that you're going to do this activity with, so that they will really get the most out of this Easter. God bless.